Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? And welcome back to some more DCI Last Alliance. We're playing as the Numenorean Kingdoms. This is episode 3. In today's episode, we're going to have a battle against the Wildman. King Isildur and his son and heir are sieging out Urin Vaughan, and we're going to have a battle against them. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new and here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series, and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. Feel free to leave a dislike if you want as well. Patreon and YouTube memberships are available, all linked in the description below, which really helps out the channel. So, in the last couple of episodes, I've been focusing more so on Mordor, but we want to have some battles against the Wildmen. Variety is the spice of life, after all. So, who's this? Albarth, 4-star commander, 38 years of age. Let's see what they're operating with. Mostly forest skirmishers, spearmen, Darbar, some decent axemen there as well. So a bit of a mismatch here with King Isildur controlling and commanding the Arnor forces in the north. Is that Isildur? Maybe, very well. The armor looks so cool. This really confused me when I first watched the movie. When did the first Lord of the Rings came out? Was I 5 or 6? I don't know, probably. It must have been. And I was like, oh yeah, Isildur, that's Aragorn's dad. I think a lot of us were like that. Oh no, Sauron just killed Aragorn's granddad. And like you forget there's like probably more than 1,000 years had passed. Oh, did they change? This is the Fortz's little Simpzy. Oh, I guess they changed the armor in the third movie. The costume design. Because I just clearly only watched the movies first up. And then I later on read the books and got into all the lore and stuff. I was young, man, when this sort of shit came out. Anyway, so we're going to be sieging a rather cool looking settlement, very defendable. So, the DCI Last Alliance, for you that are unaware and uninitiated, is a submod for 3rd Age Total War 3.0. Can't recommend it enough. I'll put in the description below if you guys would like to download and play along with me. Also, connoisseurs of the Last Alliance, if you've sort of played a fair few campaigns more so than me, let me know tips and tricks, feedback and suggestions in the comments. So, we are under sort of the leadership of the High King of the Numenoreans, Elendil. King Isildur and his son are currently operating in Arnor, so they're going to focus on the Wildmen and some rebel territory in and around, I guess this is like Dunland, isn't it? And then we have King Anarion, which goes to found the House of Anarion. He's dealing with Mordor. I think, I think he's even got some of Isildur's children with him, so they will eventually sort of inherit that, I guess. We've got the Isengard forces as well. We haven't had too much of a recruitment capacity in the Gap of Roham. We are picking up some little bits in territory here and there. We're going to be doing a long victory condition. 35 regions. I want to defeat Mordor, the Wildmen. Once we sort of... I'm really still focusing on Mordor. Then we can redirect some of our military forces to the Wildmen. We've still got the Hillmen to the north. And let me know in the comments as well, should I betray the Men of the Mountains? Now, I did read somewhere that there are scripts that the men can betray you, which is quite cool. We're still a little bit further away before we can call a crusade. A toy gun, I think is what it is. The good crusade mechanic, so we'll definitely do that against Sauron, because he's actually in his physical form. Just want to move that further back. Yep, I'll move the archers there. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to get rid of him, because normally you're usually facing Witch Kings and Nazguls and stuff in when you play as like Gondor. Very rarely do you face Sauron in his physical form. Taking him down is going to be easier said than done. Okay, so I've divided my army up here into basically 4 basic divisions. We have the archers, which are grouped up the generals, the sort of peltasts, marines, the vilites, whatever. Not clearly not vilites, but the javelinmen. They're being grouped up, and we've got our swordsmen and infantry equipped to the siege equipment. So we have 2 siege towers, 2 ladders, and 2 battering rams. I don't fear the arrow towers in this one too much. We should be able to take it with impunity. But if you guys want to see more Third Age, maybe Divide and Conquer, or more of the Last Alliance mod, let me know in the comments so I can get sort of feedback and suggestions and get a general consensus. But the best way is just to really support the series. I'll do more episodes. That's the best way to ensure more content. Okay, so they're now pushing down here. They're sort of just sitting further back. They're not holding the walls too much. I think we'll just enter the city in one vector of attack. We'll take our time. We'll slowly but surely push our men in and try and allow my archers to do most of the damage and inflict the most damage upon the enemy. But yeah, if I was to do a Divide and Conquer, a DAC campaign, I've already done Rohan and Gondor quite recently, so I'd probably play as an evil faction. Maybe Rune or Isengard is probably the play, because this series will end in the not too soon future. So get your suggestions in so I can plan ahead, be organised. Yeah. I don't know, looking at this mod, I don't know if I really find any of the wildmen or the mountain men or the hillmen that appealing to play as, compared to the Numenoreans. Man, they're awesome. The armor, the aesthetic, the story being the exiled kingdoms. Yeah, because, yeah, if I was to do, maybe you'd play as the elves, because I think they've got some pretty cool underway mechanics, especially those of Lothlorien and the Woodland Realm. Linden maybe as well. Going down to help out the Numenorean kingdoms against Mordor. The dwarves are split into a couple of like main factions as well, so that might be quite cool. Okay, so we got marines, peltasts there pushing up, or javelinmen, so just make sure they draw their short swords. To do that, if you're curious, is just Shift Alt Attack. So we'll allow my infantry to claim the gateway and hit some of the skirmishers that have now come up to claim the walls. So once we eliminate these infantry units defending the palisades and the walls, I'll move my archers up, as we do have skirmisher supremacy. Quality wise, we've got a couple of our own heavy decent swordsmen, but so do our adversaries. Let's pull up here. There we go. Yeah, but it's kind of cool, the starting locations for Numenor. I'm essentially playing and controlling 2 factions. So we've got the Mordor front and then the Wildman front. But what I really want to do for this series is to forge a strong and everlasting, united Numenorean kingdom. That if Sauron ever was to come back on this earth, he would be fighting a one, united man of the West. What's the bigger number? 5 or 1? 5. 1. One army bred for one purpose. Oh, I pissed myself. Oh, God. Robert Baratheon, Mark Addy. I miss him so much. He was such a great Friar Tuck. And Robert Baratheon. Oh, man, oh, man. I don't know how they messed up that show so much. Oh, What I feel bad for mostly is that YouTube. I'm sure you guys, if you guys have any interest in Game of Thrones, that Alt Shift X guys, I kind of feel sorry for him because he spent so much time animating those lore videos, and it turned out that really nobody was up because he had like, what's up with Quaithe? Nothing happened. How will Cersei die? Doesn't matter. Who was Azor Ahai? Doesn't matter. Will Tyrion lose his tongue? Who was Tormund's secret lover? Doesn't matter. What was Littlefinger up to? Doesn't matter. Oh, what's up with Jack and Hagar? Doesn't matter. Didn't do anything. Man, oh man, I'm so bitter about Game of Thrones. Thank God I wasn't the type of person to get tattoos or spend crazy amount of merchandise, because I would be so infuriated. Like, like, as well, like, I don't rely on it due to my income as well, because some game companies just, like, destroy franchises. And, yeah, or just, like, if you're just around something, I'd just be so upset. The thing is with Game of Thrones as well, like, Game of Thrones was my jam. I loved it. Out of all my friends, I was the first one onto it, and I just loved it from the get-go. But man, oh man. I remember that, like, I watched the first season as it was coming out, and then I was like, oh my god. Watching that finale, I was like, I've got to know what happens. And I read all the books that were available at the time. Yeah, so I don't think Winds of Winter was out. From what I can remember, the book before the TV show came back was Feast for Crows, I think. But yeah, if you like Game of Thrones, I can't recommend the books enough. But you never know, he's probably never going to finish it anyway. There's my rant about Game of Thrones. Right, so my archers are just trying to skirmish the wildmen out here. We'll send our infantry just to help out, because they seem to be struggling a bit. So we have King Isildur, his son, and 2 randomly generated generals. To be perfectly honest, I have no hope for the prequels. But you never know, if there's a tight, cohesive story, it might be good. But sequels and spin-offs I rarely like. I did like that Breaking Bad movie though. I didn't mind that. Favorite TV show? I still think it's Game of Thrones. It's like basically after season... it's like up... honestly, I think it went downhill from like season 3. Whenever the Red Wedding happened. But... it's like the first 3 seasons up until the Red Wedding, all of it great, enjoyed it a lot, and then basically on after you sort of pick and choose. The Stannis like battle beyond the wall was kind of cool. The Battle of the Bastards was great, but apart from that, man, I don't think it's just like whatever. Like people are like, but what about Hardhome? Well, that didn't bloody matter anyway. Anyway, I'm sick of talking about Game of Thrones. %24 to their 65. My archers are nearly out of their ammunition. And we're slowly but surely pushing up and battling it out. We'll need to drop some inspires and leaderships and stuff where I can soon. Darbar swordsmen, heavy infantry. They look a little bit freaky, kinda funky, but stats wise they do massively perform. Man, oh man, fierce fighting is breaking out here. They keep on wavering back and forth. This battle is all over. We've done the hard yards. It's just finishing off the last of them. Some of them have some ammunition here, so try and spray that further around. Away from our infantry trying to push up. They're now breaking and routing again. Okay. So the infantry are still pushing up. The archer generals only seem to have the last lot of ammunition. Oh, I've got my horsemen here as well. I forgot about them. There's a fair amount of ammunition, so they can come in and help. Drop an Inspire. Lord of Numenor, increased combat effectiveness. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So why wouldn't Isildur have that? I guess because he's the general leader, he just gets a general buff. While his son, Elendor, I think that's his firstborn son. Just has no one. Come on, give up. You know defeat seems certain. Only a military genius can pull this one out of the bag. No, it's about 95% in our favour. Slowly but surely, come on. Just these last of these spearmen that are really holding off. I was listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers when I was making breakfast this morning. I forgot how good their music was. Californication. Ugh. Oh, what? A warrior's end. King Isildur is dead. Oh, you've got to be killing me, man. Damn you, Red Hot Chili Peppers. What? Dude, he's got 57 men in his retainer. 60 in the other and 54. I don't believe this. Oh my god. We were doing so well in this fight. We were just like finishing them off. Why was he attacking from the front? I knew I gave the order for everyone to push up. Man, that's some RNG. That's so infuriating. We've got his son there as well. They did sort of flee. Actually, they're fleeing back because they lost him. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. And Isildur's corruption killed him. Died in a river. Getting shot in the back. Well, I guess he's died to a bunch of wildmen in this alternative timeline. Oh. Oh no, that probably like... imagine if he died before that. It just changes the entire Lord of the Rings timeline, that. Oh, that's so infuriating because Elendil hasn't died yet. Oh, so I'm curious to see how the line of succession works. Oh, we got the enemy general. I was like, crikey, man, if we lost him. Because the way the Numenorean kingdoms is split up, there's the High King, of course, of the Numenoreans in exile, but then it's broken up into the Kingdom of Arnor and Gondor, which you control. Isildur was the King of Arnor, and that's where Aragorn could claim sort of the Numenorean line there. Oh, so, yeah, because you have... It's kind of weird, because I've never actually seen two heirs in a tree before. Wow. So, Isildur never takes up his father's sword. Does Aragorn even become Aragorn? It's kind of realistic because he did die. Well, I guess they all die. But, yeah. Wow, okay. I don't believe that. Maybe that's written for him to be a little bit weak. I don't know. But we just went and killed Isildur in episode 3. You've got to be kidding me, man. Also, yeah, we killed Thengel in the last as well. I've been losing generals left, right, and centre. Because I like to... Look, I want my generals to earn their wage. They already cost a lot. You throw them into the thick of it. But I'm blown away how weak they are. Yeah, maybe from now on I just have to be passive and just sort of allow my infantry to do most of the work and not allow men to come up. So we've taken Erenvon, we'll sack it. A warrior's end, regardless of how this man sees life. King Isildur dies in turn 14. And King Elendor is now the ruler of Arnor. His firstborn son who's here. We never had the blade as well, so we didn't like lose that retainer or whatever. Or accolade. Oh. Right. So, yeah, you can kind of see what's there. So, High King Elendil the Tall. Let's just say, yeah, you forget, because, like, aren't the, like, they have long life and stuff, and like, the elves have immortality, but, aren't the Numenoreans, like, huge? Aren't they, like well over 2? Aren't they, like, 2 meters? Maybe, like, 3 meters tall? So, King Elendor, firstborn son of Isildur, has now inherited the throne. So, we have Artan, Aratan, who hangs out in Isengard, and King Anarion only has one son with Menildil of the Keys. Oh, what? There's like an event script? Isildur is dead. At the black stone of Irich, the king of the mountains swore allegiance to Isildur. Oh no. The men of the mountains declare their oath to Isildur, and was it turning to Isildur in person? And their alignment towards Sauron. Oh, so if you lose... Oh, I don't believe this. This is awesome. There's actually consequences for Isildur's death. So it looks like, even though we were aligned with the Men of the Mountains, now that Isildur is dead... Wait, so you held Irich, and the desire of the Men of the Mountains can be met for their oath. This is obviously beneficial. Great gift. Will you provide Irich to the Men of the Mountains? No! You should hold your oath. It was to the bloodline of Isildur, not just Isildur himself. We will decline that. Oh, so that's probably oath-breakers. Whether due to lies or threats, or fear of vengeance from Sauron, because of their treachery, they begun the war against the Jedi in exile. Wow. So the Men of the Mountains... Oathbreakers. Yeah. We're probably going to be at war to them at some point. Well, now we can secure the Gap of Rohan. So our alliance is broken out. Well, I kept on asking you guys whether or not I should betray them. It seems like I did. I ended up being the problem. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. So we're turn 18 in the Let's Play now. Man, oh man, we've had a crazy turn of events so far. So we're slowly but surely continuing to push into Mordor. We want to try and secure the Black Gate, as Sauron is like hanging out in Barad-dûr here with a huge army, some trolls. Aratan of Angranos of Isengard is going to take Adorn for some rebels, just securing some territory in the Gap of Rohan. Just peasants and axemen there. A clear-cut auto-resolve, if I do say so myself. We've taken Hagar, and we'll control there. But, yeah, we'll try and get him to rally up with the new King of Arnor, Westwood, and then we'll have to deal with the Men of the Mountains at some point. Okay, we should be able to take the camp here now from Zagrat with King Anarion. Is it like a liver? It's like a wine purse. But regardless, King Anarion and his son, the conquerors of Mordor, are still continuing on. I've got to watch out for that stack though. But we'll try and make our way to securing the Black Gate. March against Sauron. The Wall Councils of the League have formed against Sauron. As soon as an Elvish or Dunedain has fought furnished for Cinder. Yep, so Tol Ikans can now be called. Numenorean Herald. The High King of the Numenoreans in exile has appointed a herald, a marshal appointing the target. So we can call a crusade from now on. Cool beans. We're in turn 21. Okay, I've pushed down south of Peligrir to take Harandor. We slightly outnumber them. Mostly still just basic peasants and huntsmen. We're still trying to secure as much rebel territory as we can. I haven't forgotten the Gondor expansion to the west. We're pushing down towards Harad. To secure us 200 gold per turn. Let's replenish and repair what we can, and build roads so we can move about the terrain. Well guys, unfortunately it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 3 of my DCI Last Alliance Numenorean campaign on Third Age Total War, set in the Second Age. I've had an absolute blast in today's episode. We've had a crazy turn of events. We've talked about the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We've talked about Game of Thrones. We've managed to go and kill off Isildur while I wasn't paying attention. And we sort of saw the events and consequences for that. That's really, really cool. That a general death had a trickle-down effect like that. I am really, really impressed. Good stuff. The people who made this mod, good on ya. You work really hard, modders. For sometimes nothing, like financially. But I really do appreciate your valiant efforts. It's a hell of a grind. I sure as she couldn't do it. But yeah. I really appreciate your work. So yeah, we're going to wind things down here. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to have a blast. Much love from Australia. Take care. Peace. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series. And if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.